These are all the Hunger Games arenas I've been working on making so far. We've also got this little catching fire one in the corner here, and up over here we got our little clock. It's a working clock too, which is like super cool. But the new Hunger Games illustrated version came out today, and apparently they have a new completely designed arena for the 74th Hunger Games arena in there. So I want to go buy it and make that. The only thing is though, the closest place for me to buy this is like 30-40 minutes away. So we're gonna go on a drive. I'm actually so excited about this. Hey baby, do you want to go for a little drive with mummy? We're gonna go get a new book. This is the current one that I made. Obviously, this one is based on the movie, but it's completely changing now. Like, I think this field is a lot more prominent in it, and also, like, the river part is completely changed. But we need to actually get the book first so we know how it looks like before making it. I like to make things as accurate as possible, so we need to go research. I do wish this wasn't so far away from me, but it's okay. There's only really one place where I can get this book, so if it's not there, it's not there. I believe it is though. It's the first day, it's the release day. It has to be there, right? Like it has to be, surely. Anyway, cross your fingers. I think the thing I'm most excited for with this arena is that we're gonna get a new cornucopia. I just love designing different cornucopias. I think they're so fun. Okay, we are here. Let's go get this book. Are you okay to wait in here, baby? I'll only be 2 minutes. Big W's where it's at with new release books. I'm obsessed with all the Halloween range that's out. Here we go. Oh my goodness, it's massive. Okay, I was going to wait until getting home before looking at this, but I admit I am so curious. So let's have a look. Games. Where is the... Look at the cornucopia. That is actually incredible. Are you kidding? Look at this. Like all like the... I wonder if there's any more here. Hang on, there's another image. Oh, it's rude. As interesting as this all is, I think the arena is the most important part. So let's see if we can see any other part. Find anything else from the arena. Just a moment for this. That's stunning. Okay, most of the other bits are all like super close up, so I don't think we have another like high angle of the arena that we can go off, but that's okay. We can work with what we have, I reckon. Let's go home and make the arena. Now, as always, I'm going to cut up a piece of cardboard, but I'm going to do it to the shape of like one of my domes, just so if we want to put the dome on the arena later, it'll fit perfectly. Like, I'll show you an example. This here is my previous one, and the dome just sits really nice and cutesy on top of it like that, and it just completes the whole look. So we're going to do the exact same thing. This is our cardboard. This is our dome. Push this down and Stanley knife the edges. Now this particular cardboard is quite thin, so hopefully it's okay. I think I want to start by paper macheing. The thing is, we don't have as much details for this one. Like, I'm assuming this would be in the center of the arena, and like the forest and stuff goes around it. And then over here we have Thresher's wheat field, and this is the river. So I assume there's not much else to see. I feel like the forest just like completely goes around it, but like that's all we have to go off. So I suppose we can do it very similar to how we did this one. Like, see, these are like elevations, these mountains and stuff. I think we want to do that in the same way with the paper mache. Hopefully the paper mache just doesn't like seep through this thin cardboard. Here's our little circle. Let's go whip up some paper mache. For the paper mache, I'm just going to use a bowl, some flour, a whisk, and a little bit of water. Now I'm just going to start by putting the flour into the bowl. I'm not really sure how much I want because I don't think I want to make too much paper mache, so we'll start little. Something like this I think should be okay. Now I'm just going to add the water into it, and we're going to give it a really good stir. I like to use a whisk because it gets all the clumps out. A little bit more water. Oh, it's so goopy, but it's okay. This consistency, I think, is probably the best. I'm just gonna cut out some newspaper, and I really think we have to eyeball these like mountain ranges a little bit. There's not really many mountain ranges on this illustrated version, but I don't want to make the forest look too flat. I feel like it just looks better when it has a little bit of elevation to it. Okay, so I think the cornucopia part will put like here. Gives us more room for these details along this side, and then we can build up the little bit of the edges around here for the forest. I think that's probably the best. I'm going to start by scrunching it all up around the outside like this, just to kind of give me a general idea of where I want to place it. I think this is going to work. I'm really excited for this. Okay, I think that's enough. I don't want it to go too overboard with this. So I'm going to get some of the flat bits and then just drape it over to like smooth it all out. Look how sticky this is. So goopy. Something like that. Okay, do you see that? Love it. Remember how I said I didn't want to make this too wet? Yeah, about that. Oh, it's so floppy and wet. Oh no. The next step is painting this and then putting the greenery on it, but I really want this to... Oops. I really want this to dry a little bit before we keep going with it, so I'm gonna go put this outside in the sun for a sec. I'm so glad that it's sunny today, so I can just chuck this right here. While we're outside, I'm gonna go grab a few sticks because if I remember correctly, you can see like the edges of the trees around the beginning of the, what's it called, the cornucopia. So I think I wanna make sure that the trees are like very obvious and we're not just making the forest in the way that we did our previous one. I'll show you an example of what I mean when I get inside. I'm gonna have a little rummage in here. Oh, that gave me the biggest heart attack, I swear. Oh my goodness, you little thing. Do we see it in there? Terrifying. Anyway, we got our sticks. I made sure to get them in a variety of different types so that we can like work around with different textures. Now, this is what I'm referencing with this, right? So like see here, all the trees, you can kind of see them on the perimeter. Whereas here, we don't really have that in this arena. I have done something like this before on my Maze Runner model. The only issue is this scaling is a lot larger, so we're gonna experiment a little bit with it. But do we see this tree line around the edges here? I wanna do something like that. Now, there's not much else I can do while the arena is drying, but fast forward. All right, it's completely dried up now. And okay, while this was drying, I was thinking about it and I think I want to do this arena a little bit different this time. As we've already addressed, we only see like a portion of the arena, like we only see it from this angle here. So instead of doing an arena that's super far away like the ones we usually do, why don't we do it a little bit more close up this time? That way we can really capitalize on this really beautiful detailing of the cornucopia. So I reckon we make the cornucopia about this size in the middle, like up here. Thresh's wheat field in this corner and the edges of the water over here, just like so. But first, let's paint it and add the forest on. This is where I keep my drawer of paints and we're just gonna pick out a couple of greens from here. And then we also have some sticks and some fake moss that we're going to turn into trees. I do like to paint everything green first though, just so we have like a base that we can work on. So I think I'm just going to start with this color for like where the grass is going to be. And I'm just going to rub that all over. And then the darker one for where I want the trees to be. Obviously, we're only going to have the edge of the trees on here now, but I'm still going to paint it just so we have like that base. I'm going to blend into this green a little bit, but you know, it's fine. It adds character. Oh, wait, I forgot something. These are my little grass fibers, and I'm just going to sprinkle this over where I want the grass to be really quickly while the paint's all wet. I'm definitely going to have to do a few layers of this, but this is a good base. It's a good start, so that's okay. Do we see that? Look how cute it is. Now, because I'm fully committing to this, like, close-up thing, things are getting serious. I'm going to cut through all the paper mache that I made and try and make little trees out of them. I don't know. Maybe I only do like some of them and not like all of it. Like a couple of trees there, a couple of trees here. I don't want to tear too much of it up. I'm really scared. Oh, this feels so sad. Look at this. Oh no. I'm gonna put a little bit of black paint in there just so like when you look through the tree line, you're not looking into paper mache. So black paint. Very experimental, but I think we're on track. Now I'm just gonna get little bits of my sticks and I'm gonna super glue them into that and then we can put like the tree coverage on top. I'm gonna put a little bit of super glue on the base of it and glue it down. Something like so. This is honestly just a massive trust the process, but honestly, trust the process, okay? It'll be fine. Okay, I think we kind of got that to work. Like if we make this happen in a way I'm seeing it happening, it's gonna look really cool. Now I'm just gonna get some craft glue and we're going to get it and put it all over this foresty part. Okay, take off fake moss and then put him around the tree section. Okay, wait, it's looking good. It's not perfect yet, but it's kind of cute. Let's finish the rest of it though before we judge it too quickly. It's not looking bad. I'm actually really happy with this. I'm just gonna neaten this up a little bit. Look at that, that looks so cute. Now this is the angle that we have going on. So in this corner over here, we have Thresh's wheat field. So I'm going to paint this section here before we start working on this water over here. So I'm just going to mix some paints together, but for the point of making it look a little bit different from the rest of the arena, I'm going to paint it like this yellowy kind of wheat color. This is going to have to dry before I actually put the realistic wheat strands down onto it, but before I leave it to dry again, I'm going to start making the base of the water. Now, to make realistic looking water, I'm going to need a bit of toilet paper or tissue and some craft glue. My craft glue is super sticky, but it's okay. This is just going to create like that texture. And then I'm just going to like separate this toilet paper. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Put him all over this and make this nice base of the water. I like doing this first before painting and putting resin onto the water just because you can make like all these really fun patterns in the tissue and it just makes the water look that much more realistic and I really like that. And a bit more greenery over here because I don't like how unnatural this corner of the water's looking. Why do I always put on so much glue? No, please. All right, you really can't see much because it's super, super wet, but I think I'm happy with that. We are gonna need it to sit in the sun for a couple more hours though to dry before we can put more of the layers on. Anyway, I'm gonna put this in the sun for a little bit and then we can work on the details of the water and the field. I mean, I can't say my workbench is totally clean, but at least this is dry now. I think I want to stick with this olive green because I like it. And a dark blue, a white color, black. A little paintbrush and put that down. Do we see here how the toilet paper makes this nice like texture for it? Until it looks something like this. Obviously the water doesn't look super realistic yet, so let's go outside. And we're just gonna apply a thin coat of UV resin over the top. It is so windy, what's happening? I might just do this on my deck because it's too windy out there. And just put a super thin layer over everything. Then I'm just gonna blend it out with a brush. I don't have any mask or anything to wear when I work with resin, so that's why I'm doing this outside because this is super toxic. It doesn't take super long to harden in the sun, so I'm gonna leave this out in the sun for a sec. And then I'm gonna very lightly add those details on top of the water. It looks super turbulent, but I kind of like that about it. I'm gonna run outside and put one more layer of resin on this and then the water's done. Look how cool this is. It looks so effective. I love it. And we just have to make the wheat field next to it. And what I'm going to try and do is to get a little bit of like these hay fibers here. I'm just going to cut this down straight like so. And honestly, just super glue them straight down onto the model. Something like that. It might take a while. And then just rinse and repeat, I guess. Okay, do we think this looks like a field of grass or does it look too much like a massive chunk of hay? I think it's okay. It's really starting to come together now. I think the only thing we have left to add is the massive cornucopia right here in the center. Otherwise, it's kind of coming together. Okay, let's clean this up and make the cornucopia. So there's a few different components to this one. Obviously, we have the horn itself. Then we have two different circles or plates underneath it, as well as little tribute stands. Now, I think I want to make this out of clay. I think I'm going to use a polymer clay for this one. Now, I'm going to start by kneading it so that we can shape it into shape. And I don't think we need very much. Something like this should be okay. Maybe if I just like indent this regularly, like through here. Do you think? I don't know. I don't have long nails anymore, so this is like really hard. Long nails are the best things for shaping clay, I swear. Okay, it looks like a piece of fish, but I think I can make this work. Literally just figuring this out as I go, but like hypothetically, I think this will work if I just like fold this. Wait. I think that works. Okay, oh my god. Look at this. That is the cutest thing ever. Let's go and chuck him in the oven so he hardens up a little bit. I just remembered the cornucopia is gold in the movie, so I'm gonna quickly change this. Can you tell it's been a while since I read the books? I can't. Good thing I have gold metallic paint in here somewhere. Got it. Thankfully, this is an easy fix, so it's okay. Let's cut 2 circles out of this card for the base as well. Really hard to paint this one-handed, but like, look how cool this color looks. Look at that texture. It looks like it's like a metal now. I seriously just cut up this old Apple box to get that cardboard and I'm so happy with the results. Like, that's such a good card. This is why it's good to hoard art supplies, okay? While the horn's in the oven cooking, let's just assemble everything. Here, got it. This is our little... It goes underneath the cornucopia. I don't know what to do for these, but I think for now I'm just gonna paint them down and we can always like change it later if we hate it. I'm gonna put everything together now. So hyped. Oh my goodness, I actually can't. Look at this. What? I might just use the end of the paintbrush to like do those little dots. Kind of like that. You guys ready for the reveal? Here we go. This is the finished product. It's got the little wheat field down the back there. There's the water, the cornucopia. I think it turned out really, really cute. And also, just so you get a vague idea, this is how it looks like when you put the dome on top of it. Obviously, this arena is like not complete. This is like just the center part of everything, but even so, this is it with the dome. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's super cute. Let me know if this is something you would try as well, and if you prefer the original movie edition or if you prefer this little close-up one from the new illustrated book. Personally, I don't think I can choose. I really like them both.